how would you frame of what is personal meaning in life?
Sure. So, meaning is such a beautiful topic. In addition to being a researcher and a teacher, I'm a therapist. I actually spent a few years dedicating my therapy work to what I call awareness meaning therapy. So really, truly, fully exploring the experience of meaning in the therapy room. And I find meaning to be one of the most impactful, powerful dimensions of our psychological well-being. If you just think about a person waking up in the morning, and then this simple yet incredible question of why? Why do I get out of bed? And it sounds so simplistic, and yet it has this incredible impact when it comes to our motivation, when it comes to our relationship with ourselves and others. If I have that simple, if I know why do I get out of bed in the morning, if I have a clear answer, it fills me with enthusiasm, it fills me with zest, it fills me with motivation, it fills me with this feeling of, yes, I want to jump into life and just dedicate myself to it because I know why I want to do it. Compared to those, and there are a lot of those who wake up in the morning and they have no answer to that why. How despairing, how painful it is to have that. A lot of my clients used to describe that as an emptiness at the pit of their stomach. So it has a very clear embodiment expression for that lack of meaning. And then why? Why would I get out of bed? Nietzsche beautifully said, if you have the why, you can deal with any how. And I think it's a wonderful quote, because what he was trying to say, obviously, is that when you have the answer to the why as to why I'm doing whatever I'm doing, then you will have answers to the how. You will have the resources. You will find the way to deal with the difficulty. If I'm going, and the classic example is when I go through a challenge, right? If I have an answer, an internal answer, psychological answer as to why this challenge is taking place in my life right now, I have a why, then I have this a powerful resource to deal with that challenge. If I don't have an answer to that challenge as to why I'm doing this or why am I experiencing this, then it becomes much more difficult. So this is kind of a brief background. And if I know that a lot of people here are practitioners or psychologists. So if you're interested in a little model to framework to think about meaning, think about it as the classic ABC model of psychology: affect, behavior, and cognition. From a cognitive point of view, meaning is all about making sense of life. So this is a cognitive process where I contemplate, think about my own life, and I think, yeah, it makes sense. And again, from a therapeutic point of view, a lot of clients who come into the therapy room come into the therapy room because life doesn't make sense, because there's this, they miss that cognitive dimension of meaning of, yeah, I understand my life, I understand why things go the way they go and where they are, and that makes sense. This is the cognitive dimension. Then we have the emotional piece, which is an internal feeling that is bubbling within you. And if you live a life filled with meaning, then you know what I'm talking about. It's this bubbling feeling of satisfaction and fulfillment and excitement that flow from the pursuit of activities and life goals that feel worthwhile. And when I say worthwhile, obviously I'm not talking about any object. There's no objective definition of what's right and what you should pursue. It's just a subjective, internal, value-based understanding of what's right for me, and then pursuing those activities and life goals, and the feeling that triggers, that's the emotional dimension. And then the final piece is the behavioral or motivational dimension, which is the pursuit of activities and life goals, right? So that you consider to be valuable and worthwhile. So here it becomes an active piece. So it's not just contemplating, it's giving it life, right? And by the way, that's the difference between meaning and purpose. Purpose is action-filled meaning or action-based meaning. It's when I give life to my meaning, it becomes my purpose. That's why I pursue it actively. And so the behavioral dimension is an important piece within my experience of meaning. It's not just contemplating or feeling, it's also living it in my everyday life. So this is just a little model for us to have a background for it.